In this video I am going to show you how to use Quizlets for those students studying the arts or art history and so forth. I will be using a sample PowerPoint slide from a particular art genre, Cubism. So here we have a sample slide of Cubism and particular dates, and I'm looking to see what Quizlet terms and definitions I can generate. And the simple fact of the matter is every PowerPoint slide has information upon which you can generate into Quizlets. The first one I identify here would be, what are the 3 stages of Cubism? If I go back to my Quizlet, I go down to the bottom left hand corner and click Create Folder. If I haven't already done so, I type in the year that I am currently as a student studying, and since I already have a folder created for first year, I'm going to do that, but this is an example of how to create that folder. To close this, I go back over to the left and click on first year courses. I am, for the purposes of this demonstration, pretending to be a student in first year art, and once I have my folder open, I can see the Quizlets that I already have in this particular folder. I'm now going to add a new Quizlet set to this folder. Press create a new set, and I'm going to give it a proper name. So I'm going to type in the fictitious module. I give the module name and a definition of what the module is about. These will be linked to the particular module that you're studying. I then go and commence creating the terms and definitions. I'm going to go back to the PowerPoint slide, and again my question will be, name the 3 stages of Cubism. So here back in the slide, and then I go and enter the definition, and here we are, taken directly from the slides in question. And I'll jump back into the slide again to generate some more terms and definitions from that particular PowerPoint slide. And here we have another slide and more definitions. Early Cubism. So I'm going to copy this and use it in my term and definition. Back in my Quizlet, it's probably sometimes best to fill the definition first and then generate a question from that. Just do a bit of, so my question here would be, what is early Cubism? Sometimes I find it of benefit to put some of the keywords in bold or all capitals, like so it's easier to view quickly. And once I have done that, the next thing to do to create my Quizlet for the first time is to choose the language. It's English, and that's English. Sometimes it doesn't recognize that, but in this case it did. And then I go and press create. And here you have the option again, as I stated in previous videos, to publish your Quizlet set. I'm not going to do that. And here is your newly created Quizlet set for that particular lecture module, and we have 2 terms created. As your course module continues, you would add new Quizlet sets to that module over the semester. In order to use it, you have a number of different options. You have the option to learn, which is my favorite, and you also have spelling options, tests, match, gravity. I find these options are quite good for very short, almost 1 or 2 word term and definition Quizlet sets. But my favorite, as I stated, is the learn option. I press that and I go to configure that by going down to options, and I'm going to answer with a definition, not a term. I'm not going to use multiple choice question sets as question types. I find they are only again suitable for 1 or 2 word term and definition types. Remove the written questions as well. And I am not using audio. And at any stage you can feel free to experiment with Quizlet and try out these for yourself, but these are my own preferences. So here we are. Here is the first flashcard that we have created. Name the 3 stages of cubism. So I'm thinking out loud now as a student. I have forgotten already, so I click that and flip over. Early cubism, analytical cubism, and synthetic cubism. I have 2 options, either to answer if that I got it right or to study again. And it is important to be truthful to yourself in terms of whether or not you have understood the concepts. So I'm going to press study again, and then I'm given the next option, what is early cubism? And this is an important thing to note, that in the beginning, when you commence the revision and learning of your Quizlet sets, you are from time to time, in particular in the beginning, not going to know as many as you would like. But that's okay. You will see a gradual progression of that within a very short period of time. So what is early cubism? I don't know. I'll flip it over. Early cubism, depiction of the whole structure of the object and its position in space, combining different viewpoints. And notice how the keywords all in capital are much more easier to read and see. So I haven't learned that, I don't understand that, so I press study again and it continues on. Now, since we only have 2 terms here, we don't really get the full picture, but if you have study sets containing to 100, 120 max Quizlet terms and definitions, that's the optimum figure in terms of the decks that I would recommend. Now, on the left hand side here on the website, you have your progression in real time, how much you've learned and how much you need to progress and so forth. This is really an excellent functionality of Quizlet in helping you to see how much you're progressing with the subject that you're learning. It's also available on the smartphone in Android and iPhone, and please feel free to try it out because it is excellent and it really helps you to study anytime, anywhere, whether it's on a bus, whether it's in traffic, whether it's waiting in a queue. You now have your time to study a few seconds or a few minutes. That is the end of this video tutorial. I hope it's of benefit to you, and thank you for watching.